Getting into college, NCAA equals MFTK. We talked about how the NCAA just came in and completely said, fuck these guys on their transfers, even though a lot of those guys had legitimate reasons, fit the reasons in the description why they said. That's where NCAA decides to get tough and firm. Where they don't want to get tough and firm is with coaches who are cheating or have infractions. The NCAA a few months ago decided that Jim Harbaugh was going to have to sit out 4 games. Now, the 4 games were just BS games anyway. They weren't anything. And they had an agreement. Well, that agreement is off. Reported by Dan Wetzel, an agreement between the NCAA and Jim Harbaugh that called for a 4-game suspension is off. Industry sources tell Yahoo Sports. The case will go to committees on infractions. Likely in 2024, Harbaugh expected to coach all Michigan's games this year. You know what that tells me? My man Michigan is selling out for this football season. The goal is to win this year. And Harbaugh is taking his ass to the NFL. Like, he's out of this motherfucker. Let me serve my penalty gone. And this is where it's messed up. There's no penance. There's no penalty. Like the NCAA and the NFL or NCAA and the major pro sports leagues should be working together to where if you get in trouble in one, you have to serve that in the other. Hell, the only people that the NCAA have a easy time punishing are the guys who they should be given a little bit of grace, and that's the young men and women. You mean to tell me a kid can show you documentation that his mother has cancer and he needed to get back closer to home, and he had an opportunity to get back closer to home. He didn't choose a school in California. He didn't choose a school anywhere else. He chose a school literally 30 minutes away from his mom. But you're saying no. You mean to tell me a kid can tell you that, man, my grandmother, who is my caregiver, is in really bad shape, and I don't want to play football in Ohio. I'm from North Carolina, and I have an opportunity to play football in my home state right around the corner from her to where I can be there if I need her. A guy can tell you that he's a Muslim, he's gone to Catholic school his entire life, and for the first time, he is facing true discrimination at the school he is at. So he needed to transfer to a university that was a little bit more open, where you clearly say discrimination is one of the reasons why somebody can leave. The guys who are actually following and upholding your laws to a T are the ones that you are trying to punish, yet you're giving opportunities and loopholes to coaches who clearly have no regard for what you want. They basically said, fuck these 4 games. Get you 12 white folks to take this shit to trial, bitch. That is what Jim Harbaugh said. The Michigan infractions case is related to impermissible on and off-campus recruiting during COVID-19 dead period and impermissible coaching activities, not a cheeseburger, said Derek Crawford. It's not uncommon for the committee to seek clarification on key facts prior to accepting. If the involved parties cannot resolve a case through the negotiated resolution process, it may proceed to a hearing, but the committee believes cooperation is the best avenue to quickly resolve issues. The case centered on alleged level 2 violations by Harbaugh and staff that include meeting with recruits during a so-called dead period, watching workouts on Zoom, having too many analysts participate in on-field practice coaching. Each of those is considered minor to moderate violation that would normally result in limited penalties. During the investigation, the NCAA alleges that Harbaugh was not forthcoming with investigators, and therefore they slapped a level 1 violation onto the case, which calls for stiffer penalties. Basically, what it was I'm not mad at him for cheating like that, but he lied. And he said, and they called his bluff. He cheated. He got caught. He perjured himself, and he got bit. He got punched. They're saying, hey, and then even then, it was still a slap on the wrist if you look at Michigan's first 4 games. But the arrogance in which Michigan has, and the arrogance of Jim Harbaugh says, fuck the NCAA and fuck the rules. We're going to go out here and do what the fuck we want to do anyway. And honestly, guys, truth, I wouldn't mind it if the NCAA wasn't pussy and was consistent. Be as tough on the member institutions and the coaches as you are on the kids, or be tough on nobody. It's really a simple solution when you really think about it. But